Meta out this hour with news on trying to make Instagram safer for teens. The platform is introducing and automatically placing teens into teen accounts, which will limit the content that they see and limit who can contact them. Parents will be able to put teens' accounts into sleep mode to block notifications overnight, and they'll also be able to see who their kids have been messaging in the past week. This all comes against a backdrop of increased social media scrutiny. As just one example, the Surgeon General is now pushing a federal plan to add warning labels to social media services. Joining us right now is Anish Chopra, Arcadia Chief Strategy Officer. He was the White House Chief Technology Officer under former President Obama. And Anish, tell us what you think about this. I will just say my quick reaction to this and reading through it was, okay, they're doing something, but seems like a little, too late, and they're not even including Facebook as part of this. What gives?
Yeah, this is definitely, let's call it helpful, to be polite, but insufficient. As the father of young teenage girls, this is a particularly sensitive issue for me, and I think it speaks to the way we govern social media platforms. We've been debating for over a decade whether to impose more privacy protections, trying to find ways to balance Section 230. And because Congress hasn't yet resolved, although we're getting closer, markups on bills this week, we have much more to do. And I'm happy to talk about what is essentially an all-hands-on-deck effort to address the Surgeon General's pretty important warning.
Okay, let me add a little more to this, a little more context that kind of ticks me off, too. They are just doing this now after being in business for 20 years, just doing this now. And it's probably not a surprise that it comes after the July 30th passage in the Senate of a bill that would create many more protections for kids online that was passed by a majority of 93 votes. So very strong support there. It may be taken up by the House. And Meta's reaction to that is that, we're okay with some regulation, but we would prefer that it just be parents sign off and approve things before kids are able to download apps, as if all the responsibility should be there and nothing on them once again.
Yeah, so, there's like two layers of this cake beyond kind of these base controls and protections. One is there going to be an additional duty to mitigate the harms that we've now been seeing well documented? And so that adds in a bit more accountability to what is today kind of a voluntary, here's my best efforts, folks. Let me, I'm not required to do these things. I'm doing it out of the goodwill of my heart. So do we want to have a higher floor? I support such a thing. Right. And then the more fundamental question, with emerging technologies in general, I've been calling for, we've been discussing this in the past, more collaboration where the industry works with stakeholders to understand, or almost in real time, like a learning, kind of social media impact system, what's actually happening on the ground to teens with cyberbullying and concerns about body image and concerns around privacy protections and inappropriate contacts online. How do we look to see whether those outcomes are happening and then iterate on algorithms and parental controls to kind of have more of a trusted environment? We can do more in that area, but we're not seeing that action.
Can I ask a question about that, which is to say we blame Meta and the social media platforms all the time, and I don't think they should escape blame. But one of the groups that seems to get a pass all the time, and I by the way, I love my device, is Apple and Google. And the protections for parents are, they're there in some way, but they're so complicated, they're so difficult. The kids, including my own, know how to get around them, oddly enough. And it's shocking to some degree, in large part because they build such beautiful devices. They have great software. In so many other realms, the software is so great. And yet the software, as it relates to protecting children from all sorts of things or being able to control some of this stuff, is almost terrible.
Yeah, but Andrew, let me just kind of get to the chase. It's the underlying data on these systems that are not visible to the hardware devices that are at the center of this problem. So how our kids interact, how the algorithms take that input to pump them with more content related to what they interact with, that kind of virtuous, downward spiral.
But my point is that kids who are under a certain age shouldn't be able to have access to some of these apps to begin with, and yet they can because Apple makes it too easy.
Well, great question. So one of the commitments they made today is that there's this idea that you can registered account as a under 16 teen. the bills before Congress, the House is marking up this week, would actually create much more pressure to do age verification. It's a great point as to whether you do more of that at the hardware layer in the App Store. But funny enough, we're having a discussion with the FTC around open marketplace app stores. And so putting more burden on app stores and less on apps is a bit of the trade-off in what you're describing. So fundamentally, how age verification works when kids try to get access to apps needs improvement. And that area is an area that today there's very little obligation. The Children Online Privacy Protection Act, that's going back 20 plus years. We got to update that. That's part of the hearings this week.
Let's see what happens with regulations. You think that the House will actually take up the vote on this bill that passed so overwhelmingly? By the way, this was bipartisan legislation that was put out. I think Marsha Blackburn was the Republican behind it, and Blumenthal, the Democrat behind that legislation that passed so overwhelmingly in the Senate. Will the House pick it up?
We feel very confident as someone who helped President Obama on the original Internet Privacy Principles framework back in 2012. I wish this was happening a decade ago, so I'm cautiously optimistic. But again, let's go to the root cause of the problem. These platforms change rapidly. We don't know enough about how they're affecting our kids. So I am asking for and calling for more collaboration. So they don't have to do this, but sharing with researchers and engaging to learn those harms and address them, that's got to be part of the discussion. Not in the bills. That's something outside of the current legal frameworks that can be done through collaboration.